Hey, welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm Wood. In this series, we're comparing two accounts that I started at the same time on the same day, and I'm playing the same way with one major difference. One account is free to play, the other has a monthly spending budget. It's day 39. Let's check our progress. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to start out here on the free-to-play. Again, we've got the bluish-green border around the screen on the free-to-play and then no border on the budget account, just in case you're wondering which account I'm on when I'm talking about it. So we'll get quickly through here on the collect the 4 pieces of shield set there. 5-star shield, that's pretty good. Let's check and see what it is real quick. And then I got some kind of exciting news on the budget account. We'll have to go over there and take care of some business. 5-star shield set. That one's not great. This one's okay. I mean, yeah, it's nice to have crit rate, but crit rate, on a shield set isn't typically what you need. Not usually. I mean, sometimes. There's attack with crit rate. I guess if we had an attack-based damage dealer that we wanted to put in shield for some reason, that would be... Oh, and then flat defense on the boots. Yeah, that's disappointing on that one. Oh, man. So, day 39. Let's head over to the budget account. We'll collect the same reward, the shield set. I'll just take a look at it here. It's hard. Collecting that gear, you get a little bit excited sometimes, and then you see what it is, and you're like, I mean, there was not HP percentage on any of those pieces. It would have been nice. Hey, there's HP percent on that one. No speed, though. There's a flat attack with speed, though, so there's accuracy with speed. That's not terrible. Okay, and then we did get speed boost. So this time the budget account wins the RNG race. First things first, let's go over to the tavern. We are ready. Actually, you know what? I should look at comments real quick. Really, really fast. Just to make sure. All right, just went through and checked the comments of the last video where I was questioning 6-starring High Khatun. And most of the comments have been positive. In fact, I got another comment from Kyle. He agreed with me, and then a guy named Sturts, I think. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but he said he's been debating it on his free to play, and he thinks he's going to do the same thing. So, got some votes of approval. I didn't get any disapproval. Not that I was putting it out for a vote. I just wanted to see some input to see if somebody had a better idea or something like that. And looks like everybody kind of agrees that that's what we're going to do. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go down here so we're in the tavern. Let's go to upgrade rank. High Khatun. I was able to finish the 5-star chickens. It was kind of interesting. Because I said in the video yesterday that I had 2 built. They were 2 4-stars that were at level 40, but I didn't have food for them completely. So it was more like building 4 5-star chickens, or maybe 3.5 5-star chickens, and that was quite a bit to do in one day. But I noticed that, man, the raid card plus the forge pass, it really makes a difference when you're doing champion training. I wish there had been a champion training event going on. All right, so our High Khatun is now 6-star. So now we've got a whole bunch of missions to claim, which is good. We'll collect that, and we'll collect that. And now we are on the mission on both accounts, on the free-to-play and on the budget. We're to collect 5 superior void potions from stage 13 or higher from the void keep. So we will get that done before the void keep closes. In 24 hours or 22 hours. I've been spending the last 2 hours doing live arena because I'm on the mission for the Marius missions on my main account to win 30 live arena matches, and it's that's kind of tough. I've been sort of avoiding live arena for the last little bit since I got up to gold 3 and got my Quintus. It's been kind of tough to have motivation. There's so many things that we're doing and I do. It's funny because when I get into live arena, I kind of enjoy doing it, but it takes so much time, and there's so many things that we're already doing in the game, and plus I've got these other 2 accounts. I'm running 3 accounts at the same time, and I'm taking them seriously. So it's difficult to find time for live arena. It goes kind of on the back burner most of the time, and then I get out of the habit of doing it. You know how it can be. So, but I'll show you here. Let's see if I can find a champion in campaign here to show you the difference in how much experience you get for one run. Let's put him in, and him and her. They probably won't all go up a level, right? We'll go through 12.3 here, and I'll just show you the weekly quests for the Forge Pass. I have never really paid any attention to them because I've never bought the Forge Pass before. This account, this budget account, it's the first time I've ever bought a Forge Pass, and I went in and looked at some of the weekly missions. Some of them aren't things you just do, automatically. they're quite different. So I was in 12.6 for a while collecting boots. Okay, we got level up. Well, we got levels up on all of them. Let's run it one more time, just to see what I want to show the difference in the experience from a free-to-play versus this account where I've got 3 levels of Forge Pass going plus the raid card, and they do stack apparently. It's amazing how squishy these guys can be. I do have gear on some of them. Okay, so here we go. So you can see here on Taserface here, he's got 11,680 experience from that run. I'm gonna leave that on there, and then we're gonna switch back to the free to play, and we'll go over and we'll do a 12.3 campaign run there. Oh, I was on Nightmare. I did some Nightmare earlier just to get a quest out of the way. So we'll just run through here. Yeah, 8,652. So 8,652 is the amount of experience you normally get with no raid card, just free to play. So I'm gonna put that in my little calculator here. Yeah, that's a 3,029 experience different per run. So, you think about that, and that became way more efficient when I was doing 1 stars. They only took 2 runs now. They only take 2 runs now at this level. So if we go over here, but yeah, we're only taking 2 runs now to do to do 1 stars to get them up to level 10. But yeah, you can see I've got 3 levels, and then I've got 2 more to go, and I don't think it'll take very long before I'm at level 5 on this Forge Pass, and that's going to be 20% more. So it's funny, I had always discounted the effectiveness of the Forge Pass for that purpose, but you look at the raid card with the 20% experience from campaign, and then Forge Pass is all battles. So if you're leveling up anybody in Minotaur, for example, or in just dungeons, sometimes you throw a champion in that doesn't have all of their levels. That's really significant. So you get 50% more experience and silver from all of those battles. And you can see I've built up, in the last day, I did a lot of campaign, and but building up that much silver in one day this early, that's a lot. I hadn't really even thought about how helpful that would be. I don't know if it's worth the $20 that we spent, but that's for everybody to decide for themselves. But it really helped a lot. And I think without it, it would have been really tough to level up. It became like 3.5 to 4 5-star chickens in one day. So I think that was really nice and helpful. And now where the void keep is open, we'll be able to handle that quest or that mission and get that mission out of the way. And then it's pretty much smooth sailing up until fusing Relic Keeper. And we'll just have to make sure that we have all the farmable rares. We already have a Justiciar on each account, and so we'll have to get all the farmable rares from there. Back on the free-to-play, I keep getting reminded of how great Stag Knight is. It was such a lucky pull to get him so early. We pulled him on just a regular Ancient Shard, and I think we pulled just, was it like 1 or 2, maybe 3 Ancient Shards or something like that. It was very, very, very early, and we got Stag Knight, and man, that was so huge. And he he has really saved my bacon on a bunch of arena battles and stuff. Like Ethel will get, she'll go down, and I've got maybe Adlin or Taragi, just depending on who I have in the fight, and Stag Knight left over, and they'll run it and just win. And then the other thing I noticed that's been kind of fun on the free to play is that Taragi will sometimes finish fights. Like he'll be the only one left standing, and the enemy keeps hitting him, and he keeps healing up. He's not even in regen gear on this account. He's in regen gear on the other one, but on this account, I don't even have an immortal on him or anything. He's just got some mixed sets here, some perception and one speed set, and just with a frost shield and a crit rate. Oh, what did I do? Oh, this is funny. Okay, so I had the mission of, or maybe it was a challenge. I can't remember if it was a challenge or a mission. I think no, it was a gear challenge. It was one of the gear challenges. The gear challenge was have 4 champions with 6 level 16 pieces of gear, and I just put what I had available on him, and he's been more effective. So the sets don't really matter. And he's been more effective since I made that change. I had him in frost gear before, and that was okay, but he's actually been better, interestingly enough. And I honestly just forgot to go through and change his gear. So go figure. Yeah, this was not meant to be his build, and I wonder if I did that with I wonder if I forgot on anyone else. I don't think I did. Those 2 are already done, and I don't think the rest of them are just where they were. I think I think it was Terex or something. I think it was this Terex. Yeah, this Terex got some level 16 pieces. Some of these I shouldn't have even leveled up, but you have these missions and stuff, and you just do the best you can. For only, I farmed a ton on this account. While I was doing champ training on the budget account, I was doing potion farming on this one, and it's crazy how many potions he requires. I'm going to take you over here and show you. I'll show you how many potions I have. So in the blue potions, I was able to farm 10 superiors, 105 greater, and then 400. I've got 420 now on the inferior ones. But man, he takes so many. Look at this. So to get him, he's already at 2-star. To get him all the way up, he needs 26 of the superior, and then 22 of the superior arcane, which I didn't spend any time on that because that one's always open. But because the magic was open, I was really going for getting all of them, and there's just no way. So I might be able to level him up 1, maybe tomorrow or something like that if I do some arcane. But wow, a lot of our energy now is going to go into Void, just trying to get that mission done. But the mythicals take so many potions to ascend. It's nice that we don't have to 6-star them. They're already 6-starred when you get them. But it's a lot. Another cool thing that happened on the budget account was I was pulling mystery shards while I was doing champ training today, and I got a Marquez. I'll bring her over to the collection here so we can look at her skills. Marquez is one of the hardest hitting defense-based damage dealers in the game as a rare. So on her A1, she attacks one enemy, has a 25% chance of placing a 25% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns, damage based on defense. And on her A2, I think this is the big skill. Yeah, the big skill is her A2. She attacks, and when it's ascended to 3-star, she attacks all enemies, has a 35% chance of placing a 15% weaken debuff for 2 turns, deals extra damage to enemies with the weaken debuff. So if you compare, because she does the small version of weaken, if you compare her with, a different debuffer that has weaken, and, on this account we have Ethel, she can be a really good damage dealer, especially for arena, but I've never seen anybody use her, but because she's defense based, she's easier to keep alive. I've never seen anybody use her for clan boss, but it's an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but yeah, if you have weaken on clan boss all the time, maybe she'd do more conventional damage. I don't think she doesn't have anything where she ignores defense, but that extra damage is pretty significant from what I've read in her. It's been a long time since I looked at what her multipliers were. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I just know that she does quite a bit of damage. If you pull a Marquez as a rare, it's a good idea to keep a copy of her. Early game, especially like in Faction Wars, she can be your Demon Spawn damage dealer. It's funny, in Demon Spawn, there's not a lot of really good damage dealers that they use a lot. So it's, I mean, unless you get like a Magnar or something like that early, but if you're just pulling rares, it's kind of hard to find a good damage dealer for Demon Spawn. So she can be a good one, and I'll definitely hold on to her. That's why I put her in the vault, so I wouldn't accidentally feed her while I was doing all that champ training. But on the budget account, we also now have the gem mine leveled completely up to 3. You know, it's at level 3. So now we're done spending gems on the gem mine. We've still got over 500 gems. And so I think we're in a pretty good position, especially with the daily gem pack coming. On the free-to-play account, I want to wait until we're up to at least 1,000 gems before I put another 500. But the gem mine on the free-to-play is still only at level 1. So now we're gonna, now we start to see, that gap start to widen between the free-to-play and the budget account. But you can see I'm pretty much, I'm caught up on both accounts. In fact, if you just look at the raw power number of the free-to-play account, you can see there it's 319,000 budget. You look at that and it's 257,000. I wouldn't say, because that number can be really deceiving. So I wouldn't say that the free-to-play is a more powerful account, but it is ahead on that one power number, that arbitrary number, which that number, it focuses on some stats and how many champions you have geared, and there's some things that you can't really always trust that number. So, but it is one measurable, but because of all the champ training we did get ahead as far as level. So we're closer to level 50 on the budget account than we are on the free to play, but not by a ton. It's like 25% on this level. We're at level 49 on both. Be to level 50 soon. That'll open up live arena. So I'm excited about that, because then you can start doing some live arena on both accounts and hopefully build up some great hall area bonuses, and that'll be really nice to have too. Yeah, I'll take you on the budget account. I wanted to show you some of these weekly challenges. they're kind of crazy, some of them. Like this one here, place 150 buffs on allies in classic arena, only counted from battles won. That one you're probably going to do anyway, just by playing the game. I hadn't really even looked at these. When it got to week 2, I didn't even look at them, because I just thought, well, you probably just get them by doing stuff that you normally do. But like this one, win boots 75 times from campaign battles, does not work with auto sell for multi-battle. So I was running campaign a whole bunch of times on 12.6, which is the boot stage in 12, just to get enough boots to be able to fulfill this mission. I want to get those levels up of the Forge Pass up to level 5 as soon as I can, because I want to keep taking advantage of those bonuses. And you can pay money to have that, at the beginning of the Forge Pass. I didn't think that would be a good use of our budget. I thought I'd rather go through and do all of the missions, and the missions and challenges and stuff first, to be able to do that and do those as quickly as possible, so we could save some money on that. But and then 50 dungeon battles using 5 champions of the same affinity, and then upgrade champions levels in the tavern 60 times. And then this one, upgrade artifact. I'll have that done pretty soon, just through the normal, enhancing our artifacts as we go. So, and we are in an artifact enhancement event now, so I'll probably end up doing that pretty soon. Running Frolny on auto. This was interesting. While we were running all the potion keeps for so often, Frolny is really good in the magic potion keep. I mean, I know that's not somewhere that anybody needs to use for only usually, but on this free-to-play account, and he's what we had, he's really good in there because his A2 skill in his base form, I mean, it does perform as it reads on the skill, but the problem is it actually does more than you think it might. It says attacks one enemy, steals 2 buffs from an enemy target. This effect cannot be resisted. If this attack is critical, repeats the attack once. I didn't know that it can steal 2 buffs on each hit. I thought it was just 2 buffs for the skill, but it takes 2 on each hit. Now you've got a crit on the first hit. So if it's a weak hit or something like, or if you don't have enough crit rate, which I don't on my Frolny, but he'll steal 4 buffs if he crits twice, and it can't be resisted. It's a really, really nice skill, especially in the Magic Keep, where Magic Keep boss just keeps putting that big shield up. And so I was able to use that. But the problem was he kept changing form. He kept changing to his second form, which is this big giant dwarf defense form that he does. And while that form keeps your team alive, it doesn't steal, it doesn't have that skill where it steals the buffs. I had to go in and do the team setup so that it would just keep him in his base form. I just put don't use on the where it transfers to his second form, so that and then I prioritized that A2 so that he would use that as often as possible. And then that worked out pretty well. But yeah, this account is almost built for doing that Magic Keep, which is good because we need a ton of magic potions, because we've got him that does that skill where he can steal the buffs and can't be resisted. And then we've got Adeline, who steals buffs. She can steal a random buff on her A1, and it's not as good, but it does happen every once in a while that she happens to steal the shield. There's a whole, he puts I think he puts 4 buffs on, increased speed and increased defense. I can't remember what they all are, but he puts 4 buffs on, and then so she'll steal one of those sometimes. I think it's, what's the chance? 50% chance? Yeah. 50% chance of stealing, and that goes up if you book her, but obviously I'm not going to book her. But so I just found it interesting, and then I had Padma on the team also, and on her A3 she has a removes all buffs from the target and place them on this champion. So I had 3 champions in that keep that do buff steal, and it was kind of fun having all 3 of them with the ability to do that. Sometimes the skill rotation wouldn't work properly, and they would all do the same skill at the same time, and you'd want them to hold on to it. But I don't like to take things off auto if it's working, and we never fail to run because of it. So I just kept running it. But yeah, I've been kind of really fortunate with the RNG on the free-to-play account. With all the advantages that we have from spending with the Forge Pass and the Raid card, with all those advantages, we're still kind of in the same place and we've got the same number of 6-star champions on both. And so the RNG has really helped the free-to-play kind of keep up with the budget account. And I find it interesting. I think it's a pretty good lesson that spending does help, but it doesn't, it doesn't overcome some of if you have some good RNG on your free-to-play account. Now, I've seen some free-to-play accounts that have really bad RNG also, and so then that might look like more of a gap, even. So I think it's going to be interesting over the year. That's a pretty good amount of time where I think we'll see things level out. There's an ancient shard. Man, we're on the 8th. We're on the 8th of the month, and we're still getting ancient shard. I hope that's the last one. Let's see how many shards we have built up. We got 44 ancients, 8 voids, and 4 sacreds. We should have another sacred pretty soon. 13 of Fire Knight, yeah. So as soon as we get Fire Knight done on 13, we'll get another sacred. I already have that sacred on the budget account, so I have 5 over there, but that's a pretty good amount of shards for right now. And we are just holding on. We're not going to do any of the summoning events during this fusion. Oh, I got some more direct star. We're up to 14 on the budget account. Man, it's, it seems like we're only getting one every 2 days that on average. But yes, for Slicksus. Why couldn't I can't remember his name. Slicksus, we got 25. Yeah, the 25 fragments that we have are from the Classic Arena takedown. We were able to get to the top of that one. We haven't gotten there yet on the free-to-play, but we will. So we're doing okay on that. I'd rather be a little bit further ahead, but we're only going to try and get 2 for each account. I would just like to have at least 2 epics in the Faction Guardians to get our Lizardmen started out. And so that's the goal there. So I'll take you in here. We're in the Void Keep. This boss can be a little bit of a problem if you don't have any block debuffs or a cleanser. It's nice to have a cleanser on this one. Yeah, he puts block buffs on you and everything. So having a cleanser is really nice. Or if you have the block debuffs up right away, so that he can't do all that to you. And then he activates the poisons. So if you can't get this boss put down pretty soon and you don't have healing, it can be a problem. But I think we're going to be okay on this stage. I think 14 is probably just fine. Yeah, this should be a good farmable stage. So I'm just going to run this. We're going to do our dailies. We're going to get all those things taken care of and get as many of the missions done as we possibly can. We want to get Arbiter collected as soon as possible. One of the main focuses also is to do as many Classic Arena fights as we can, because we need to start really focusing on getting our Great Hall bonuses up. We need 3 to level 10 before we can collect Arbiter. That's usually one of the biggest obstacles that you face before getting your Arbiter. So I'm just going to keep really trying to be vigilant about checking Classic Arena. Because we're in Gold 1, it's hard to find wins. But the wins are going to come easier as we keep making improvements to our champions. We're going to keep trying to improve Athel's ability to nuke, and we're going to keep working on our speed, all those things. So we eventually will get to a point where we can win quite a few of those fights that come up. Right now we're kind of dependent on just the single man defenses that are weak. Some of those single men actually beat my team, and so you have to be careful about that. Just because it's a single champion doesn't mean they can't beat you. So you have to be careful about that. But yeah, it's important to be vigilant on those and just keep trying to find as many wins as you can. It takes a lot of wins to level up 3 to stage 10. So we'll keep working on that. Thank you for watching. I've been Wood, and I appreciate you.